Hi, I'm Etty, your wine curator here at Plonk Wine Club, and I'm really excited to share some very cool wines that we've selected for you all for your August shipments. So we're continuing to feature some really great rosé this month, and one of my favorite rosés that we're featuring comes from the Languedoc-Roussillon region of France, and the grape that's featured here is called Aramon, probably a variety that none of you have ever heard of. I have very rarely seen this grape. It's pretty much almost been extinct at this point. It was very prolific many years ago, and now it's sort of this off the beaten path hidden gem variety that's very rarely found. So it's kind of cool to drink something that is sort of quite hard to come by. So this wine is sort of medium bodied in style. You'll see a lot of like beautiful succulent peach fruit and a lot of wild strawberry flavors. It's definitely a food wine, not so much like a Provençal style wine that's very light in hue. This wine has a good amount of sort of heft and body to it, and it's just one of my favorite rosés from this season. And then we're gonna move on to a really cool wine that we found from Tuscany in Italy. This is made by a great producer called Tenuta Le Calcine. It comes from an appellation in Tuscany called Chianti Colli Senesi, and it's made of 100% Sangiovese. Now, what I really love about this wine, first of all, it's certified organic, and secondly, it's really a great sort of textbook, very characteristic example of what the Sangiovese grape should taste like. So if you're not familiar with this variety, this is a really good lesson in sort of exactly what this grape variety displays and sort of how it expresses itself. You'll get some really great deep black cherry fruit here and some really awesome sort of dusty, chalky tannins, which are so typical of the Sangiovese variety. And then the third wine I wanted to tell you about comes from the Southern Hemisphere. This one comes from Chile, and it's made by a really cool, innovative winemaker called Alejandro Jofre. And what he does is he sort of seeks out these really unknown, very remotely located vineyards in sort of off the beaten path parts of Chile. This wine comes from the region of Itata in the south of Chile, and it's called Puñado de Itata. It's made of 100% Cinsault. Now, Cinsault is typically a blending grape that you see in France. Not really something you see a lot of in Chile, but his sort of MO is to find really interesting varieties and see how they express themselves from really interesting old vines fruit. This is fermented with wild yeast, so it's a super natural wine. You'll get a lot of really pretty notes of raspberry, hibiscus, pomegranate. It's really vibrant, really beautiful wine. So hopefully you'll enjoy these really interesting selections for August, and we will see you next month.